Hey, hey, hey! I'm Sin Famous. We're live, headed to Hawaii. We were going to do some trucking, but the beta was just being weird. So we're gonna be flying for a few hours today, like 6. Oh man, we're here in the private jet life. I'm gonna sit here and relax, just kind of hang out, let the stream sort of wake up, come alive. Oh, you know what? I need to go up here and let me get the air conditioning going. Let's cool it down. It's getting warm out here. Turn that sucker up. There we go. Go back here and have a seat out the window. Sit here and finish our drink before we take off. We got private jet life today. We're pretending we own this CJ4, and we're pretending that it's got extra fuel capacity to get us over to Hawaii, because these planes would just, they wouldn't be able to go. But we're pretending, I mean, it's a simulator, so we're going to take it. Man, it is a bright day out here. How cool is this? I can pretend to sit here in my jet and let it cool down before I take off. We're here at Pegasus Air Park, pretending that we live here. We're sitting here at our house, pretending this is our hangar here at our house. Got a house over there, we got a pool. Big time, man, living the big time. The air conditioner's blowing. Feeling good. You can grab my drink. Got the bubbly lime water. It was 420 yesterday, so to all those that celebrate, hey, happy 420. This is a green friendly flight. Alright, let's... Tanks are full. Let's go back here. Everything is set. We'll be landing at runway 22 left today. We had some friends of ours, Rick and Dee, they just flew over to Hawaii, so that's where I kind of got this idea. I kind of wish I could go, so I'm like, yeah, I can fly there in the simulator. So that's what we're gonna do. Sit here and hang out for a little bit before we take off. Get our head right. We're scheduled to leave right around 2 p.m. or so. All right, all right. So I'm thinking it's going to be about a 6-hour flight today. Let me see what the current time in Honolulu is. Let's see. What do we got here? Current. Let's see. 10:48 a.m. over there. Currently 1:48 here in Phoenix, Arizona. So like I said, we're scheduled to leave about 2, which would be about 11 a.m. in Honolulu time. And once we get up in the air and get our speed settled, I'll get us on an idea of when we're going to arrive. All right, that being said, I'm ready to head out of here. I got that checked. Let me go ahead and walk up to the front. Step up into the cockpit. I got the beautiful wifey with hello. What's happening, beautiful wifey? Da-da-da. Let me get my seat adjusted. Let's check passenger cam. Fabulous. Helen says, Sim, what are you drinking? I got the lime bubbly water. Is what I have here on board with us. All right, let's light them up. Strobe, nav, beacon, taxi light, logo, seatbelt lights coming on. Helen says, woof, woof. That is right, we are a pet-friendly outfit on board here. We got 4 dogs, Max, Sarah, Tucker, and we call her Tongues because she's always licking everything. All right, that looks good. We have been cleared for departure. And I'm thinking about turning on real-time air traffic. Just the fact maybe we could fly with some people over to, you know what, we'll keep it multiplayer. Maybe if people want to join us, they can. Let me see if it affects the old frame rateage. If we turn this on. Go to online traffic type. Real time, online, save and back. And what that does is that adds real-time traffic of people that are flying real airplanes in the real world right now. And they'll start to populate and show up above in the air here shortly. We'll let that take effect. Helen says, how are the doggies? They're doing good. They're just relaxing. We're in the CJ4 making the impossible flight over to Honolulu, Hawaii, because these planes can't make it that far, but we're in a simulator, so we're going to pretend it has extra fuel capacity. Because we got extra money to do those types of things, because we own planes. Alright, we have lights on, nav set, heading set, vertical speed. Let me go ahead and get that up to about 4,000 feet per minute. Blast off out of here. It is 1:53. We have been cleared for departure here right about 2. So we're going to start taxiing our way down. Doing the impossible flight today, the CJ4 to Honolulu. Brakes coming off. Taxi lights are on. We're here at Pegasus Airpark, beautiful Arizona. Probably got about a 6-hour flight ahead of us here today. We were going to do some trucking, but the game was being kind of weird. So we're waiting till that finishes, getting the updates done. Looking forward to the coaches coming out. I'll take you to the outside. We taxi down the run here. The run here? God, I'm stupid. Welcome to Impaired Flights. Once again, welcome to Sim Famous Air, where we sometimes get you there. We're headed to Honolulu, Hawaii today. Currently taxiing out of Pegasus Airport. Helen says, Sim, what are you drinking? I got the lime bubbly. The water. Flight control check. One engine taxi. Looking forward to landing in Honolulu about 6 hours from now. It's so crazy we can fly this in real time. We have been cleared for a 2 p.m. departure here in the beautiful Pegasus Airport. Currently 1:56. We're going to be right about on schedule. Helen says, Sim, thank you for breakfast and coffee. Well, you're very welcome, beautiful wifey. And how was it? Did a coffee help? Helen says, I finished it this morning. Fabulous. Not to be confused with Fabuloso, which is a cleaning product. All right, chat. It's currently 1:57 p.m. here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. We're getting ready to depart. We've been cleared for a 2 p.m. departure. We got a few minutes here to hold short. Between 2 and 2:05 is when we're departing. So we're going to turn here and hold short. Get the brakes on. It looks nice and clear out there today. Let's get to the inside. Air conditioner's got us cooled off in here. Next stop, Honolulu. Is that how you say it? Hawaii. Iowa Flyer says, safe flight, Captain. Hey, I appreciate that, Iowa Flyer. We were going to be trucking in American Truck Simulator today, but I was on the beta and I kept having some weird issues. So I'm like, we'll hold off until we get that little update in the 159. Things to remember, I'm not a pilot. I'm a guitar player. But I'm pretending we're going to have fun. And, man, let's get our takeoff lightage. Boom, on. That being said, 158. I do need to get another water, but I'll get that once we get up in the air and get settled. What you guys drinking on? What you smoking on? What you hanging out with? What you eating on? What you got going on before we head to Hawaii? What snacks are you bringing on board the plane today? Oh, press that button again. Flight control check. Everything's looking solid. Get our beautiful takeoff cam set. All right. Well, let's get out of here. Runway is clear. This is the fun part right here. We're about to make our money. Let's get out of here. Let's lock it down. Looking good. Brake check one more time. Runway is clear. Can I get a? Can one of you guys pretend to be ATC and give me a clear for departure here on runway? What is this? What runway is this? Let's check. Two six. Runway 26. We'll wait for that and then we'll be out of here. Pegasus Airport, this is flight AZ602, one way to Honolulu. Iowa Flyer says clear for departure, runway 26, straight out departure. Let's go. Pulling to the right a little bit, that's all right. Airspeed is alive. 90 knots, rotate. Oh, she's heavy. Oh, the wind got us. Hold on, hold on. We got it. Man. Gear coming up. Man, you talk about crazy. Wow. Climb thrust set. Wow. Autopilot coming on. Flying out, Cam. I did not expect that craziness. All right, we've been cleared up to 30,000 feet. Next stop, Honolulu. Our flyer says easy money. Haha, easy peasy. Lemon the squeezy. All right, let's get this old heading set up here a little bit. There we go. Speed's looking good. About to cross 8,000 feet. Headed straight out. Like I said, a CJ4 could not make this trip fuel-wise, but we pretended we got extra fuel. because we wise. We out of here. See you later, Arizona. It says, do you run a lot of Microsoft Flight Simulator? I try to split it between this and American Truck Simulator. I'm trying to do a little of this and a little of that. All right, that's 10,000 feet, and let's get the landing lights, logo lights. We're gonna leave the safety and seatbelt lights on for now. We'll take the strobe, and we'll just leave the nav lights on, going dark. All right, let's go ahead and bring this vertical speed down to about 2,000 feet per minute. Get that VIP takeoff. We got planes way above us up here. We do have multiplayer on, so you're welcome to fly with us. We are in the default version of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and we have on real-time air traffic. And live weather, live time, live everything is what we got going on. Let's go to passenger climb out cam. Now, I like setting back here because this is like if we were a passenger, just chilling, man. We're going to go up to 30,000 feet, level off for a little while, and then we're going to sort of step our way on up to 41,000 feet today. Yeah, I love sitting back here like I'm just a passenger, man, riding on the jets. All right, back to pilot cam. See what we got going on here. Looking good, 265. Just heading. There's 18,000 feet. Making our way on up. See you later, Arizona. That dude's just watching, hanging out. I think I'm going to turn off the real-time air traffic. I don't think I really need that today. Go to online, boom, save and back, resume. Now we just got multiplayer rocket. Climb out, continue. Bright midday flight out. Awa says on NOA's the website the weather looks clear and as can be for the flight. Fabulous. NOA's. I just realized I read it. Oh God. I appreciate the weather info there. I'm hoping it's going to be a great, I'm hoping the weather's going to be good there for a landing. I believe it is. And I want to get that, is it a citation longitude? There's like a next step up in the Cessna that can do a flight the whole way, you know, to Hawaii. But I didn't have the $20 today to purchase it. And plus I need to figure out what's the best type of like private jet for like long trips like that. I got to figure out what to get. Because I really enjoy this type of like charter jet, personal private jet life, you know. Iowa Flyer says, should it be nice for landing? Clear skies, light 8-knot wind. Nice. Iowa Flyer, are you flying today? And thanks for jumping on the stream. Appreciate you saying hi. I wonder what type of headwinds we're going to have. I would like to one day try to attempt the perfect flight in the Cessna to see if we can make it on one tank of fuel from, I think, was it San Francisco to Honolulu? Because they say in theory it could be possible, but you only may have, like, according to the Google search, 80 pounds of fuel left, or 80 miles left of fuel by the time you got there. And if you have perfect conditions the whole way, and I don't know what that would be. Iowa Flyer says, working right now. We'll be flying later tonight. I usually run the Airbus planes. Did a lot of flights on the CJ4. Nice. Yeah, I'm still pretty new at all this. And I'm really looking forward to getting like a say intentions ATC or beyond ATC, something, either one of those, and really practice that stuff, get into that, and then, you know, really learning how to plan the flights out, fly the correct paths, all that type of stuff, you know. Get cruise speed here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that type of stuff. Shout out to everybody who's working hard today. You guys are out there killing it. I'm all wrapped up in the headphone cables over here. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Adding the ATC chatter definitely makes the sim feel more alive. Yeah, that's what I did the free trial on one of those, and that's what I really enjoyed about it. Was it just kind of, it felt alive. I felt like I had someone I could reach out to if there was an emergency, like in the sim, like, hey, I got to make an emergency landing, or even like, hey, you're in restricted airspace. Oh yeah, I didn't know that. Because, you know, I don't know. So here, basically what I do is if I'm flying and people jump in the chat, I usually try to incorporate them like we did for the takeoff, you know. And plus, I'm still practicing just basic flights. Like that takeoff was, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I got a wind caught me. I'm not really sure what that was. And also, like, what would be, let's see, well, I guess say intentions are beyond ATC. They both have their pros and cons, right? I should probably look those up, see what they would be. Iowa Flyer says, what airport did you depart from again? The Pegasus Air Park in Queen Creek, Arizona. Actually, I don't, because I have that differently. Let me get you that code. It's a really cool spot in real life. I live in Arizona, so I know where that place is. Never been there, but I pretend I got a house there in the game. 5A, oh, you know, 5 Adam Zebra 3, 5AZ3, Pegasus Air Park. They got houses and stuff there. It'd be cool if that was actually modeled and you could have a house, walk into the house, your garage. That'd be super cool. What altitude does a CJ4 cruise at? Anybody know? What would be, what's their typical? We're cruising at 30,000 feet right now. I'm curious to what altitude should we go up to for the flight over the ocean? And does anybody know what ocean we'll be flying over today? If we're headed to Hawaii from Arizona, what ocean will we be flying over? Iowa Flyer says, depends on winds, turbulence. Flight level 370 is very common. Once you burn some fuel and the plane gets lighter, do some step ups to around. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, see, little things like that I'm trying to learn and go, and the best way is when people jump in the chat and they say, you know, I guess it's not the best way, I guess it's one of the ways, right? But it is one of the, I think, funnest ways. All right, looks like we've been cleared up to flight level 370. We're gonna go ahead and put that in. Let's program that guy in. Now, when you fly, is it East to west, you fly at odd numbers. Iowa Flyer says, and you had some decent crosswinds left to right during takeoff. The wind and climbing will probably make takeoff a little shaky. Yeah, I'd say it did. I can only imagine if I had a motion seat and vibration and all that stuff, along with like the joysticks and things that I've got. Oh, dude. That'd have been crazy too real. And see, that's another thing I got to get better at is like paying attention to how to read the winds and all that stuff. Like I know the windsock, but did I look at the windsock before I left? No. Did I look and see where the wind was blowing, which runway it was blowing from? No. Things that I should do that I just don't have in my rhythm yet. Iowa Flower says, even numbers generally for westward headings. Hey, I appreciate the info. So 37,000 feet. Now, should we fly? Yeah, I know you can do flight level change, and that does that. I know you can do vertical speed, so I'm going to do vertical speed. 1,000 feet. Take it up nice and easy. See why not, right? And what's crazy is when I took off, it felt like it lifted, and then it felt like the nose went up, and like the tail went down, and then like I just felt like I hit the throttle and just said, "We going." It's like it went from everything's nice and good to just out of hand quick, and then just like sort of reflexes took over, whether they're bad or good, but something took over. Iowa says, are you using heading mode or nav mode? I'm using heading mode because I've not really learned how to program said thing correctly, which is what I plan on doing on a practice day coming up. Just really spending some time and learning this stuff. But it is so much fun just going for a flight, right? And I don't mind flying in midday. I know it's bright and most people don't like it, but hey, it's safe weather, right? We just pretended, you know, we're trying to get over to Hawaii. Of course, we'll have to magically refuel in the air. But it would be cool if a CJ4 had some extra tanks and could make that trip. That'd be kind of neat. Like a custom CJ4, you know? Like how you have, you know, people customize cars. Why couldn't we do that with the CJ4? Let's throw some extra tanks on this bad boy. This is stupid. Experimental CJ4. Wow, look at that view. Man, it's gonna be so crazy. We're not gonna see land for so long here in a little bit. Back to passenger seat. I was even thinking about, I was going to stop like at another airport here before we get out in the ocean. You're just reading my mind, Iowa. I was just about to say, I was thinking about hitting a fuel stop somewhere, even though I'm going to be refueling in the air anyway. But I thought about doing it for roleplay purposes, but then I'm like, man, that last takeoff was a bit sketchy. Maybe once I'm up, I stay up. I tell you what, there is a cool little airport. Iowa Flower says San Diego International has a sick final approach for 189. I've seen some YouTube videos. That's a pretty cool one. There's an airport, 026 Lone Pine. Has a pretty detailed airport for a stock airport too. It's in the middle of nowhere, California. There's a YouTube channel called Ghost Town Living that has Cerro Gordo mines out there. I thought about pretending to fly over there real quick, but I don't know how far that is from where I'm at right now. But yeah, I was thinking that. All right, there comes 37,000 feet. I wish the CJ4 had a better turning radius on the ground too. Let's get the cruise power set. Cruise power coming in. Currently 6 hours and 32 minutes out. Iowa says the only thing this plane is missing is auto throttle. Dude, you're not wrong there. And I say dude, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, right? That's just what I call people. But what I'm saying is this plane with auto throttle would save so much. Like, I don't know how many times I overspeed in this plane, like sometimes on climb outs. You know what I mean? I always says, I'm a dude. He said, I'm a dude, man. But we do have 6 more hours of flying to go, so it's like making another pit stop. What's that going to add? Another 30 minutes maybe. Well, maybe an hour, depending on where you land. If you go to a certain spot, you know. There's all kinds of questions. And everything's on track, looking good, looking good. Feel free to move about the cabin. Smoke them if you got them. Ain't no FAA up here. We do whatever we want until we get caught. I think it'd be cool if the plane also had reverse buckets or reversers. I think reversers would be cool. You know, when you land, oh, just pull it down, man. Put her in reverse. That's what I'm saying, a custom CJ4 auto throttle, extra fuel tanks, reversers, dude. And a cool paint job. Money. I'm about to overspeed now as we speak. Now, is certain... Why is this happening? Come on, CJ4. Anyway, I don't know why I was doing that. Right click on the heading knob. Is my plane going to explode in 5 seconds now or something? Have I been sabotaged? Oh, and is there certain like altitudes that you can fly this speed or fly this plane at different speeds at, or other planes? Curious. My watch is telling me, hey, it's time for you to get to start walking. I can't. I'm flying a plane, man. Take a look out the first officer seat here. This is where I should be setting when I'm flying, because this is the way my rig is set up. I have my joystick on the right, throttles on the left. The only thing that I don't like about when I set here is if I use my joystick hatch buttons to look to the left and right, like I'm using the mouse then, but if I use the joystick, it does that because it thinks I'm over here. I wish it didn't. I wonder if there's a way to change that. I'd prefer to fly over here because that's the way that my setup is. Iowa Flyer says, technically there are speed restrictions at certain flight levels, but where you're cruising at, you can go pretty much as fast, as efficient as the CJ4 can handle. Oh, okay. So now, what about this? So when I get up to, say, 250 plus 260, I start getting the overspeed warning. Is there a way to silence that or make that go away? I mean, that's why I'm cruising at, 230 knots right now, because, and it's so weird, when you set on this side, it feels like the shapes of the windows are more accurate than when you set on this side. It's like I don't feel as much curve, or the curve feels different. It's weird. Iowa says, not overspeed is a protection for the plane. The plane body wings can only take so much. Makes sense. We're cruising. Lots of farmland down there. Hey, shout out to DSP. I couldn't see the rest of it. Someone just subscribed. Appreciate it. Iowa Flyer says 220, 235 is normal cruise speed for the CJ4. Longitude goes a bit faster. Oh, okay, awesome. Six hours, 24 minutes of flight time left. Boy, oh boy, that's gonna get me. We're gonna be. DA says, I'm playing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Nice. I was telling Iowa Flyer there when I first popped on, I was going to do American Truck Simulator. I was going to do that for like 7-8 hours a day. But I have the beta installed, and I was getting all kinds of weird glitches and strange things. And then I was like, well, I don't really want to downgrade out of the beta. I want to wait till they fix it. So I'm waiting on that. And I was like, yeah, I'll go for a flight. And I was like, where am I going to go? I was like, well, my friends, Rick and Dee, just flew to Hawaii in real life. I was like, you know what? I'm going to Hawaii. And so that's where we headed in the CJ4. Let's get you in the old passenger cam, VIP seat. Leather seats, comfortable. Boy, big money living today. Iowa Flyer says, indicated airspeed, IS. Haha. It's just the numbers that are on your monitor that you can see. You're actually flying around 440 to 450 knots true airspeed. Man, we are kicking, aren't we? That's so crazy when you think about it. VIP seatage. You'd have your, your drink right here. If you were on this flight, what would be in these cup holders? Put it down in the chat. Let me know. I like this view right here. Whoops, wrong button. I was going to try to save it. I'm trying to remember where I have my save button for the views, but I don't remember yet. Iowa says Busch Light for sure. Man, I remember the Busch Light days. I used to drink the, what was that back in the day? What was that? A Bud Ice and then Busch Lime? No. I can't, it might have been regular Busch beer at the time too. Can't necessarily remember. I don't remember the button. Oh, you know what? Let me try this. Maybe it's this button. I've got it. That's a good thing about these long flights. You can figure this stuff out. Is it this one? Nope. Okay. Well, we're just gonna stay flying and not worry about that. Let's go back to the passenger VIP cam and we'll set right here. God. Iowa Flower says it's the drink of the Midwest. It's also quite popular in the old East Tennessee area, which is where I'm from. Originally from Kentucky area, but I grewed up in Tennessee. He said grewed up. Man, what was that other drink? Mad Dog 2020? That was a thing. Zimas back in the day. So drink Zimas. Let's go outside view. DA says Mickey's. Mickey's. I remember Mickey's. Green Label. Back when I lived in Albuquerque. Man, I used to live in the hood in Albuquerque on Central and Western Skies. You talk about, I mean, I was drinking Mickey's left and right. That was the drink. That was the drink. DA says, drink it warm during the summer. Man, you ain't lying. Hey, Cody is subscribed. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Cody. Appreciate that. Welcome aboard. What else? Natural Light. That's another one. Milwaukee's Best. Schlitz. Coming at you. Get back to the pilot seat here for a minute. Do a double check. Make sure everything's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go scoot over here a little bit. Boom, boom. Everything looking good. Looks like we're just about to hit the coast. Everybody say bye to the land. We ain't gonna be seeing none for a while. You know, it doesn't take too long to fly in the CJ4 from Arizona, Phoenix area over to the coast, huh? Sucker books it. Now the CJ4, isn't 45,000 feet the top range of the CJ4? Or is it 41,000 feet? You know, I'm not really sure. I like this seat right here too. Now, if I had one of these CJ4s, I would sit right here a lot. I don't know what it is. I guess you can stretch out. You got your own window. A little couch, you know. You're right here next to a bar if you want a snack or something, you know. I think this would be the seat. You know, you could reach over and you could say, hey, how y'all doing? You know? Or you just have your own spot right here, you know? All right. It's got us on the clock here, 6 hours till we see land again, just about right after this. I'm gonna be flying for 6 hours. What have I done? Who agreed to this? Oh. You want to pretend to be a pilot, you gotta do pilot things and fly. I don't know where that voice came from. All right, land. See you later. Sometimes it just looks too real. Iowa says sim rate to speed it up never hurt anybody. Right? We're gonna do it in real time though. By the time you get off work, I'll probably still be here. Got a little wind push us there for a minute. Might get a little overspeed warning hitting us. I think we're all right. We'll see. All right. See you later. Just like that. We committed. Pretty cool. I like how the light shines off the front windshield. Alright, if you got snacks, grab you some snacks, get your drinks. We got 6 hours of flying over the ocean. Bright, beautiful skies ahead. According to Iowa Flyer, their weather update. Should have a safe and uneventful flight over to Honolulu. Can the CJ4 fly there in real life? No, doesn't have enough fuel, but in the video game, it does. Look at that view, guys. It's awesome. You guys want to know what I like about when I watch, say, V1 Simulation or Captain Canada, when I watch other people who stream? I like watching, not only for their awesome personalities, but just to be able to watch like where they're flying to and just see the views. Because when you're flying, you can't always see the views because you're doing stuff. Iowa Flyer says I'm off at 11 p.m. so hopefully you're done by then. What time is it where you're at? It's 2:52 local time for me. I'm assuming you're in Iowa, but not everybody tells the truth with their screen names. Alright, does anybody know what ocean we are going to be flying over? Alright, let's get back to the inside. Air condition is cranking. Man, I wish I had some tunes I could play that wouldn't get me copyrighted. I need to get that. That'd be fun. But sounds of the engines are pretty good too. DA says, I have to update. Flight Simulator, 163 gigs. Oh, man. You're going to be playing, what, next month again? Iowa says, yes, sir. Live close to KDSM Airport. Actually, which is cool to watch. It's about 5 p.m. local time. It's going to be getting close. I'll be landing about the time you're getting off, looks like. My beautiful wifey, Helen, says, I'm back. Hey, welcome back, beautiful wifey. She is working hard today. She's working 2 jobs a day. And here I am playing video games. Don't judge. I have a job too. Calm down. Alright, got the old phone charged up. Put that charging cable away out of the plane. Fabulous. Helen says Tucker will bark at you. Yeah, he's a good dog. Helen said, what did I miss? Well, we left out of the Arizona area and we just now got over the ocean. And just left the California coastline. I got my dude dressed up in the red shirt. He's got shorts on. Blue shoes, he's ready to go to Hawaii. I need to get a better mouse pad. I need one that's a little bit thicker because I keep see how it jumps around. None like the sound of the Citation CJ4 headed to Hawaii. We do have multiplayer on, so you're welcome to fly with us if you want to. Just make it make sense. So just make it make sense. Appreciate everybody watching and hanging out today. I know typically I was going to be doing some flying today because Tuesday's for trucking. I said that yesterday. But like I said, I had the beta installed and it was being weird. I didn't want to uninstall it. I wanted to play some games, so here we are, we're flying. We're flying, we're going to Hawaii. So we're gonna get to hang out and talk for the next 6 hours. During that time, I'll probably have a snack, grab some drinks. We'll definitely have restroom breaks. DA says it's downloading at about 11.5 megabit. Woo, boy. Flyer says DA, that's brutal. Man. A shout out to all those downloading today. You know what I mean? I can't believe I'm going to fly to Hawaii in the simulator. I don't... How many hours? What was I thinking? And I think I have it set up. We're going to land at runway... It's either 21 or 22 left. I got to double check. But the reason why I picked that one is that seemed to be right next to where the planes like this would land and pull off at for GA spots there at Honolulu. DA says it will be done like next summer. I mean, GTA 8 might come out. He said GTA 8 might come out. It's okay. I mean, I get it. I just now got a computer that can play this game, pretty much. It's taken me years to get it. And it'll probably be out of date tomorrow. I'm not sure how that works. He said it'll probably be out of date by tomorrow. Well, we're over the ocean, all right. Let's see, can we stand up there and go here? Yep. Little nose view. I imagine this kind of be what it's like if you were stretching up to kind of stretch your back. You know, it's like, oh man, I got to stretch. And you lean up towards the cockpit here. You know, then you'd scoot back. Okay, I feel better. Let's check out the old passenger view. VIPs for a little bit. Iowa Flower says runway 26 left is plenty of runway. Has RNAV approach to. Fabulous. These are all things I need to learn how to do. DA says I got a Tough Gaming X570 Plus. Nice. I'm running it is a HP VICTUS laptop, gaming laptop. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can look in the description and see the specs. I think I have that up there. And I have that connected to a 42-inch ACER monitor. And then I'm running Windows mode. I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator in Windows, and I've got Streamlabs in another window. So it's kind of like having dual monitors or triple monitors, but only one big monitor. And then I've got the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro flight joystick. I think it was like 30 bucks on Amazon. And then I've got the, is it Saytech? Some kind of weird name, starts with an S, throttle control thing. I got 64 gigs of RAM and the old VICTUS laptop though. And I have a 2017 Dodge Caravan rear third seat for the cockpit. All connected to like some 80/20 aluminum frameage. Another hour or so is dog feeding time here, so you may hear some dogs barking. Appreciate you hitting like if you've done so. It's awesome of you. DA says, I just use an Xbox controller. There's nothing wrong with that. When the American Truck Simulator comes out for console, we have a PS5 here. I might get it for PS5 and try it on there and see what it's like and live stream it for you guys too. Just for fun. If any of you is into the ATS stuff as well. Let's see. Looks like we've got 2 new subscribers. I missed the names. My bad. I'll find what those are. Let's see, got that set up. Boom. Now here in a second you're going to see a goal pop up. Nobody needs to worry about that unless you want to. That's totally up to you guys and gals. The reason why that pops up is because I am a YouTube content creator and I am able to post those things. So YouTube says, hey, do this. And they like it when you do that. So I do that. Trying to get the old algorithm working. We're on our way to 4,000 subscribers, by the way, and that is super awesome of all you rock stars. Let's go back to the pilot seat. It is a bright, beautiful day. Look at that. It is bright. Can't see a thing. It's bright out there. On the way to Hawaii. Speed's looking good. Everything's in the green. Some sort of island off to our right. We're passing by. VIP seat. VIP seat. Oh, did you know the CJ4 has a restroom? Check it out. Fancy schmancy. Close that door. If you guys were sitting here, which seat would you sit in? What would be your favorite? Would you sit by the wing, in front of the wing? If you wasn't flying, where would you sit? I should have put passengers in here. DA says mid-window. I can't believe we got a 6-hour flight coming up. Man. What am I going to talk about for that long? I have no idea. I'm going to need to get another water from the fridge. I really do just enjoy setting in the back of the plane, like once you get up to cruising altitude, you know, finding you a seat, Just pretending like, hey, let me get my snacks on the table. You know, we're right here by the window. And it's really cool to sit back here and to pretend, okay, there's someone up here flying the plane, right? And you're just going along for a ride and seeing what it would look like if you left to go to Hawaii at this time of day. And what it would be like, how bright it is. You know, I wish we had shades we could close here in the old CJ4, but we'll pretend that they're broken or something. It was still a crazy takeoff. We survived it though. If we've got so we got, what, 5 hours, 39 minutes. That gives us, what time is it in Hawaii right now? And was it 3 hours difference? So is it 1:11? Well, it's 12 there. Let me double check. Okay, so it's 12:12 p.m. plus 5 hours and 39 minutes. So what are we thinking? We should get there 6 p.m. arrival time. So we're looking at about a 6 p.m. arrival time in Hawaii. Yeah, so it's 12:12 right now in Honolulu. Well, when I Google searched it, it just said it was 12:12 in Hawaii. I mean, it could have been wrong. I'll double check it. Oh, you mean 12:12? Okay. All right, so we're looking at about a 6 p.m. Helen says, sorry. Oh, no worries, honey bunny. So yeah, we should be arriving in Hawaii about 6 p.m. Local time. Now, what's the temperature? Going to be? Iowa says 28 degrees Celsius. Be pretty nice. Ellen says 77. What time is the sunset in Hawaii, in Honolulu? See me look up. Sunset 6:52. So we're going to arrive about an hour before sunset. So we should have a nice flight on the way in, though. Should be, I'm guessing, kind of scenic in. Providing that we get there, there's no internet drops, the game doesn't get weird. Providing all that is good. Helen says Alaska is 1 hour behind Arizona. Nice. We double check everything in the pilot section here. I believe we're still moving along pretty good. I do think that this is not keeping quite track right or something. I feel like we're going to be there a little sooner than that. But it's kind of hard to say. But we're doing it. We're flying. We're doing flying things. We are doing flying things. Let's go to the outside. Just over the ocean. Man, can't see nothing for miles and miles. DA says stuck downloading the 320 Neo. Man. Moving along though. Or is it stuck? Or you mean like stuck, like you can't get out stuck? Man, the workout this morning was nice. I hit a higher weight today on the dumbbell curls. That was pretty cool. DA says, like it's showing download activity, but just moving slow. Ah, okay. Kind of reminds you of the AOL days, if anybody knows what that's like. Whoa. I didn't even know I could do that. You've got mail. This is gonna be a long trip, huh? Oh, Tuesday long haul. EA says, might need to reset my Windows. You know, I need to learn more about PCs. I mean, I have limited knowledge. It took me a long time to learn how to do the Streamlabs and just make the games where you could adjust the graphics to where they were somewhat smooth. There's such a big learning curve there was a big learning curve for me when I went from console gamer my life to a PC gamer. DA says, my download speed is slower than it was last week. Man. Is there like a download speed checker thing you can use online to check your like internet speed? If I download something that's like American Truck Simulator for me, which is like 17 or 20 gigs, it takes like, I don't, like 5 to 8 minutes, something like that. DA says there is, but it doesn't mean you're getting that from the server you're downloading from. Okay. That makes sense. I think. I'm learning, you know. There's so much stuff when you don't know, We got 6 hours to look at every square inch of this plane. It'd be cool if this worked. You can call somebody. Imagine your job was to fly every day to Hawaii and then back to this, say, California, and then back to Hawaii. And back, what if that was your job? I wonder what that'd be like to do that for a week. We should try that. We should try that in the CJ4, or when I have an extra $20, I'll upgrade to a plane that could typically make this. That's, you know, not obviously like a 320 or, you know, like a private jet. And spend like a week doing that. DA says my service provider claims 600, but it's only downloading 10. Everything's always a lie. You know? But that'd be crazy. Do it every day for a week, or even just torture yourself and do it every day for a month. Wow. Not every day, but like, I don't know, say 4 days on. That was your shift, Monday through Thursday. You fly to Hawaii. Tuesday, you fly back from Hawaii. Wednesday, you fly to Hawaii. Thursday, you fly back. Let's see, let me get, hold on. If you fly Monday, you fly to. Tuesday, you fly back. Wednesday, you fly to Hawaii. And then, yeah, Thursday, you fly back. So you're coming back home Thursday. And then you're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I might actually try that coming up. You could have a set time that you leave every morning or evening from both places. So that way you know what time you got to be in the plane. You know, that'd be a job. That would definitely be a job. I'm waiting on American Truck Simulator also has, like, you can go across from North Carolina to California. Man, when that happens, I'll be hitting that I-40 back and forth all week too. When the Illinois DLC comes out, I'm gonna do, I think, Chicago to LA runs. It's kind of what I'm thinking about. I don't think this is right. 5 hours and 49 minutes left. I mean, we've been flying for a long time. That can't be right. Can't be right. DA says, resetting my Windows. Be right back. Happy reset. See you soon. Hey, we're flying, everything looking good. Go ahead and shut that off. Save some electricity on them old light bulbs. Stupid. Go to the outside. We over that ocean. It's just us out here. Nobody can help us now. We're committed. hoping for a smoother landing than the takeoff we had. But hey, we didn't crash. We saved it. Changed out the water for the goldfish today. Got them all cleaned up again. Need to vacuum later. That may be a chore I do along the way, because it's always good. I mean, if you're gonna be flying for a few hours, like 6 hours, you got to get up and go for a walk. So I may take a break at some point, vacuum, get that knocked out. But if I do that, I'll put up like in the comments there, I'll put, hey, you know, pilot is away to vacuum the plane or something. DA says going to be doing a Janet flight from Tucson to Houston when I get it running. Tucson to Houston. You know, it's so many places to fly. It's like, how do you pick? You know, like, I mean, you could fly over the land and we could see things. Bandwidth too low. Loading times may be extended. World streaming degraded. What does that mean? Does that mean the plane is dying? Am I flying outside the bandwidth? See, that's what I mean. If the stream doesn't end, you know, if the internet cuts it off, I'll leave the live stream so people can go back and watch if they want. But now this is doing this again. This plane's starting to scare me, man. Yeah, there's always some weirdness happening. Last time I did a flight, it was like 7 hours. I deleted. I don't know why I deleted. I should have left it up. But I did a flight for like 7 to 8 hours, and I was almost there, and then the internet just cut off. Everything went. And if that happens this time, just, you know, chalk it down as, whoop, there you go. He told us. And if that does happen at some point, I'll just catch you on the next live stream. Because what I'll do is, if I'm flying, I'll just pretend that we had a plane crash and we didn't survive. That's how I'll roleplay that scenario. VIP seat. I want to be able to fly in the flight simulator like this, land in Hawaii, get out of the plane, walk into the airport, and get my luggage. Get in an Uber car and have it take me to a hotel. That would be cool. If that was incorporated in the game. Nothing to do but sit and look out the window. Almost said window. Idiot. Oh, there's my lime water. Drinking the bubbly, sparkling lime water. Got that on board the plane today. Make sure you hit that like for us if you don't mind. And if you hit the like 3 times, I won't do anything. But there you go. We need a TV in here. We need TV. VIP seat to Hawaii. Was that a drink? Flying, we're flying all the way to Hawaii. Sitting back in the VIP seat. You guys are the VIP today. Taking it easy over to Hawaii. Speaking of taking it easy, I'm gonna go grab me another drink. I'll be back soon. Let me put a little note in the chat. Got that. I will be back soon, chat. You guys watch everything. Don't go nowhere. Or, I mean, if you do, I'll see you on the next one, all right? No big deal. All right, we have returned back to the pilot seat. We got dogs being fed too, so you might hear some dogs barking. The beautiful wifey says hello. Alan says, I'm back again. Me too. I just got back as well. Went and grabbed a drink. Went for a quick walk. Stretched out. Heading to go into Home Depot. Oh, I hope you have a quick night, honey bunny. So you can come home and have some dinner. Long way to go. I'm making time. Make our way up 40,000 some feet. Why not, right? Helen says, long day. I know. Would you like breakfast in the morning? We're out of coffee. I can't make coffee, but I can make breakfast. I can make tea. VIP seat for a while. Enjoying the views, man. Let's look out the window. What's that in the back? Just be comfortable, man. So cool. It's just like we're really there. You can like scoot over, look over the aisle. Headed to the Y. Little post 420 vacation. Love flying over the ocean, man. It's peaceful up here. Hanging out, back at the plane. Never know if you're going to see another plane zip by. passing 40,000 feet. Gonna top off at 41.
Altitude. Altitude.
All right, here comes 41. There's 41 coming at us. All right, level back off 41. We are set. Cruising at 41,000 feet now to Hawaii. Gunner says, is this real time? Yes, real time, real weather, and multiplayer is on. I could even put on real air traffic, if the internet connection stays strong enough too. Gunner says, sweet, this is awesome. Hey, I appreciate that. We got the CJ4. It can't make it to Hawaii, but it's a simulator, so we can pretend that it's got extra fuel tanks. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But we got about 5 hours of flight time left. We're on our way. Take you to the outside. Here we are. Over the ocean. Flying, man. Flying. Hey, free to move out the cabin, smoke them if you got them. Welcome aboard Sim Famous Air, where we sometimes get you there. We're just chatting and flying. I am, once I get an extra 20 bucks, I'm gonna grab a You know, like a private jet like this, but one that would typically be able to go to Hawaii. Helen says, sim, sometimes. Sometimes what? But sometimes there may be. Oh yeah, because we crash sometimes. Sometimes we crash. We got on a red shirt today. Looking fancy. Gunner says, I live in the West Valley, Phoenix. I hope you have a great flight. I've always liked the Citation Jets. Nice. I live up in the Fountain Hills, part of Arizona. And yeah, I enjoy the Citation as well. I like the Citation stuff, man. It's cool stuff. I got to get, like I said, I got to upgrade and get the plane that can typically do this flight. But hey, we simulating. Cruising 228 knots, 41,000 feet. Looking good. Gunner says, how many hours in the aircraft? Not very many in this one. I've been flying more of the Vision Jet and the A2A simulations planes. I've been a lot in the Vision Jet here recently. I also do the American Truck Simulator. I was going to do that today, but I was in the beta and it was a little too glitchy today, so I was like, all right, try some flights. I was like, I'm gonna go to Hawaii. Helen says, in food videos. Yeah, sometimes I make food videos too. That is very true. Let's check our traffic map here. We took off out of here, out of Pegasus Air Park, out of Arizona. We took off Pegasus Air Park and headed to Hawaii. We're almost not there. We are almost not there. It's going to be awesome to be landing in Hawaii in a few hours from now. Be like, the job is done. I'm thinking we'll have a little, almost a sunset arrival into Hawaii. I mean, from flying from Pegasus Airport to Hawaii, I think we're making pretty good time. I thought about flying like from Hawaii down to Tahiti coming up. That might be kind of neat. It'd have been closer if we'd have flown, like, say, out of San Francisco or somewhere. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna fly from the house. I'm flying from Arizona. I want to see what it would be like if I had a plane that could fly that far. You know, minus the sensation of speed and everything, and I could kind of get an idea what it'd be like to sit there for 7 hours flight. Helen said should fly to Korea 13 hours plus non-stop. Right? I might do that when I get that upgraded plane. I might do that. Start early in the morning. The 12 hours, 13 hours, that'd be a nice long flight. I'm hoping the computer don't melt down for this 7 hours we're doing here. We'll see. I appreciate everybody hitting the like. We're up to 6 likes so far. Fantastic. Starting to get not as bright out as we make our way over towards Hawaii. Nothing for miles. Love it. Alan says you split the flight into 2. Nah, I'm going the whole way, one way. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the live stream. AZ to Hawaii, then Hawaii to Korea. I'm gonna be in Hawaii in a few hours. So far, so good. Everything's in line, looking good. Helen says you should keep going. What, from Hawaii and then to Korea tonight? I don't have no energy drinks. I can't. I can try. We're stopping in Hawaii, but continuing on to Korea. But I mean, I could get up in the air and go to sleep. The plane flies itself. Hella says direct flights from New York City, JFK, EWR to Seoul typically takes 15 to 16 hours, covering difference of nearly 7,000 miles. Ding dong! And that is your Sim Famous tip of the day, brought to you by Helen. Ding dong! That's stupid. Ding dong! I'm already getting goofy and I've only been flying 2.5 hours. Probably not gonna make it. Doing some stretching. Man, the arm workout today, the weightlifting was heavy. Looking good. The AZ602 on the way to Hawaii. Flights from Santiago, Chile, SCL to Seoul, South Korea, ASEAN typically take between 26 and 34 plus hours depending on layovers. There are no direct flights. Wow. Ding dong. That is your Sim Famous tip of the day, brought to you by the beautiful wifey. That'd be a long flight. According to this, I've got 4 hours and 52 minutes. Okie dokie. Cruising right along. Enjoy the views. That's cool. Join the VIP camp. Looking good in the neighborhood. This flying, man. I love it. VIP. Haha, he said VIP. Nice day for a flight. Arizona to Honolulu. Hopefully we don't melt the computer down. Cruising at 41,000 feet. Will the computer and will the internet last? We'll see. EA says you can check the temp of your computer with Task Manager. Oh, nice. I didn't know you could do that. That's why chat's the best, right there. I'll have to learn how to do that. Helen says, I'm back. Hey, welcome back. We're back here in the VIP seat, in the jet, doing jet stuff. He said we're in the jet doing jet stuff. You click the performance tab. Okay. Where is... I don't even know what the performance tab is. I'll look when I land. I mean, you know, because knowing me, I'll press something and then the next thing you know, the computer goes, goodbye. Your GPU's at 60? Nice. I think that's nice, right? Is that good? That's good, right? Here's the second tab. No. As of early 26, the largest non-stop commercial flight in Singapore Airlines, route between New York, JFK, and Singapore. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Tucson's hot. It gets hot if you're in Fountain Hills, AZ. Tucson gets warm too. We're flying, I'm flying, you're flying, we're all flying. It's pretty neat. We could just sit here for hours like a real pastor and look out this window. What button? Oh, I hit buttons. They made sounds. I need to go ahead and put more fuel in the plane so it's got enough. Plane magically ready to go. Living the jet life. Just a little over 4 hours to Hawaii. Got that pilot view. Helen says it's always hot. I know, right? Always too hot. We should serve ice cream on this plane. Helen says, I got cantaloupe drink at Filiberto's. Oh, nice. Did you like it? You said Filiberto's and I instantly got hungry. On the way to Honolulu. Just like Rick and Dee. I might make a BLT for dinner. Which I'm still going to be flying, but I'll have to take a dinner break. So I'm thinking I might make that. CJ4 live. Good. Sim is good drink. Oh, okay. Glad you liked it. Looks like we're the only plane headed to Hawaii at the moment. Well, I mean, with multiplayer on. Try turning on the real time. See how many planes show up. Well, I'm glad it's a good drink. It sounds like it'd be good. Helen said it never had it. See? We gotta try stuff, right? Pineapple drink was too sweet? Oh, okay. Helen says, is Tongue sleeping? Yeah, she's out there taking her a nap. Helen says 92 temp in AZ. Man, it's too hot. Make sure I turned on the real-time online. Helen says temp in Tahiti is 79. Wow. $77 in Hawaii. Nice. Alice, it's 56 temperature in Chile. Okay. We're out here above the ocean. Flying away, man. Flying away. Helen says 55 and sold. Well, I hope your evening goes quick and you're my favorite. Can't wait to make you something to eat when you come home. Ding dong. Okay, honey bunny, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. The dogs say woof.